What is going on, true believers? That escalated real quickly in the last few minutes. $50 billion just poured into the cryptocurrency market, leading the question, are we about to hit that banana zone? Because Bitcoin just breached 67,000 and it just exploded through 67,000. I'm getting tired of being right. I'm getting tired of being right. Now, remember, I did close my long position. I didn't sit and hold on to it for a longer period of time because JumpX was closing. So I felt like it was important to just take the money when the money was available off of it. But here we are, Bitcoin pumping again one more time. Ethereum about to hit 2,700. Solana over 159 right now. XRP just broke out to 55 cents. Everything is starting to pump again. What does that mean for the broader market? We're going to break that down. We're going to do our best to try to figure out exactly what is or is not going on. And I mean, if we get it right, if we do good, then awesome. But if we don't, it's okay. Now, the story of the day, Kamala Harris yesterday makes a controversial group of statements that just ends with the blacks or black men. It seems like she's been leaning into more race-related politicking. I believe that came after Barack Obama scolded black men for not voting for Kamala Harris, which was a weird sort of occurrence. Things are odd right now if you're a Democrat in that party, and if you don't see it, you're not paying attention either. I've told you guys before my opinion about political candidates, but if you're not paying attention and you're just accepting it and saying, yeah, I don't like her, but the alternative is worse. No, it's not. It's time for you to pay more attention to what really is going on. Or hopefully, you don't have to, but there's 20 something days left in this election cycle. And then Bitcoin could explode. And by the way, it could hit a new all-time high today. Like, it's going absolutely apeshit at this point. So let's hope that it does. But before we do, the most important part for you is believe Sinatra. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin cause I'm always right. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeds. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeds. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you. I built a crypto channel, streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these other people and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeds. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeds. I'll break a crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know.
All right, guys. We're gonna let me try something out here. We've got some new opportunities on this stream. They've got new. There's some new options when you start playing around with you have a new default camera, stuff like that. So I'm just wondering what it was going to look like. Let's change the view here a little bit. Oh, that gets oh god, that's going to be horrible. All right, so I just wanted to see what it looked like, but let's talk about what is in the news. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Kamala Harris and her comments. There were a few different weird sort of comments that came out yesterday. Most of them centered around black men or black people having more equity, I guess. I assume this is going to be some of the DEI that we're always talking about, which, by the way, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So what? But the question is, what exactly is, what are we looking for, right? Well, so policy proposal came out, and this is what it is. This is from a presidential candidate who is now just leaning into identity politics because there's a lot of people coming out saying, hey, I'm not voting for you based on your skin color. And they're, I guess they're deciding to, run it back, if you will. So a couple of things that happened in this was released yesterday, right? Provide $1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 for Black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. Support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for Black men, including pathways to become teachers. Protect cryptocurrency investments so Black men who make them know their money is safe. Now, look, by the way, I'm going to tell you something at the end of this, and it'll sound silly, but again, this is what they said. Launch a national health initiative focused on illnesses that disproportionately impact Black men, and then legalize recreational marijuana and create the opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry. Now, being from where I am in Chicago, that actually is a thing. Where the people who are the people who are managing these shops that sell recreational marijuana, they are predominantly it's weird. Let's just say it's weird. Okay, it's odd. It's just odd. All right. So anyway, this is what we got yesterday. Now, this doesn't change my vote in any way. I don't know about you, but it doesn't change my vote in any way. But providing $1 million loans that are fully forgivable up to $20,000 for Black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. By the way, they're not talking about it just being Black entrepreneurs. They're just leaning into this as a bell, as a cowbell, if you will, to get people to pay attention. People who might be leaving the party, if you will, to vote for the other side. And then support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for Black men. And by the way, all men. So they're just leaning into this on a color scheme. Protect cryptocurrency investments. And by the way, protecting cryptocurrency investments affects everybody, not just Black men. I don't know why this is... Look, this to me sounds like one of the worst possible things that you can do is create, again, this is identity politics playing out that we're watching, and then legalize recreational marijuana, but that would be legal for everybody, and create opportunities for Black Americans. Now, I don't know if they're going to do anything like, by the way, if everybody's equal, one group of people can't be more equal than somebody else. So that's not equality. So it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird what is going on here. So, I don't know how this plays out. I don't know, I don't know why this is such a thing. Now, by the way, I do want to point out, because I just read something that I did not know, and now it seems to make a lot of sense. And one of the things that didn't make sense, but now makes sense, is the Biden campaign is now in charge of the Kamala Harris. She's hired a bunch of people from the Biden campaign last time, which is why you might be seeing this radical sort of disconnect, despite that, look, the lady was surging for a while in the polls. And now people are realizing, hey, there's no substance to what's going on. So now they're leaning into identity politics, and I don't think this is going to play very well. So let me know what you think, by the way, in the comment section, but I don't think so. So anyway, Trump now leads Harris. And this is disingenuous, because in most major polling, Kamala Harris is still leading, but in poly market and gambling circles, Donald Trump has a significant lead. So let's, for the moment, say Trump is leading Harris, but POTUS won't matter for Bitcoin. Here's the thing. As Trump extends his lead over Harris in the prediction markets, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says it doesn't matter to Bitcoin who occupies the White House. Oh, Really, he says, knowing that he's been saying it for months. Now that Larry Fink is telling you, do you believe it, or are you still in a cult? Because that's what this is. That's what this is. If you don't think that Bitcoin is going to surge no matter what, you're not thinking clearly. Okay. And the reason, by the way, here's how dumb some people are. They're going to say dumb things like Bitcoin's going to zero if Kamala Harris is elected. Well, she's vice president right now in the Biden administration, and we're supposed to be thinking that Biden is worse than Kamala Harris, or that they're equally bad, or blah 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 blah. Make up whatever you don't like about her and say cool, whatever cult stuff you've got, and then explain to me how Bitcoin's trading at almost 68,000 right now and hit an all-time high under the Biden administration. And then you probably have to come up with somebody and say, well, it was because of Trump or something like that. That get out of your cult, right? That's silly. The reason is because it doesn't really matter. The question that you should be asking yourself, the genuine question that you should be asking yourself, if you're voting for Donald Trump, like me, how high can Bitcoin go? Bitcoin can go up to 250,000, in my opinion, with Donald Trump, because he's going to give you money. He's going to reduce taxes so you have more money. He's going to fight head on inflation that's affecting you every day. Okay, so he's going to address head on some of the issues that will put more money in your pocket, leading to more money for investments, which will allow for a bigger cycle, a bigger super cycle to happen here for Bitcoin. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, is going to say, well, we have to be responsible with the national debt. And she's going to do, random blah, 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 blah like that. While the national debt, by the way, is going to go up with no matter who's president. Okay. No matter who's president, the debt's going to go up. The Biden administration has the largest increase, I want to say, of the debt, or it's very, very close to what the Trump administration had. But remember, the Trump administration was dealing with a plague that came out that affected a lot of people it killed 1.5 million American citizens. So, that was a pretty big deal. And that weighed down some of the otherwise probably pretty good results of the Trump administration. So, and at least, by the way, be honest about it. So she will do nothing to address the national debt. So if your argument is, well, Trump's going to blow a hole in national debt by cutting taxes, so what? So is she, but she's going to do it with social safety net services, by increasing help and aid to those that don't have. Right, perpetuating a cycle that has allowed people to game the system and never have to work again in their life because they can just live off of the government's, because there's no answer to it. The only way is to continue. Basically, look, I have my problems with Donald Trump. In 2018, Donald Trump started a tariff war, which affected American farmers and destroyed a lot of American farmers because they couldn't sell their goods. The tariffs were crushing. And then Donald Trump gave them subsidies afterwards in order to help them because his tariff war had created a problem. She's no different. She's just giving money to different people. It's all a big grift to buy your vote. Right? It's just whose vote you're buying. That's all this is. That's all it ever is. That's all it has been. That's all it will be. Okay? That's all it is. And by the way, you can tell right now that there is a genuine concern in the Harris administration because she's now going on she went on Bret Baier for an interview. I don't know if you guys know who Bret Baier is. I don't watch Fox News. I'm not, I don't watch CNN or MSNBC or any of the news, by the way. That's stupid. I don't need to be need to be told what to think, but they're on he's on Fox News. Pete Buttigieg is going on Fox News. Like, these people are going into the places where the voters don't like them, while Donald Trump does the same thing. This is, by the way, you might not like this, or you might not like, you might have your own candidate and you might be in one of these cults, but you should recognize these people are working real hard for your votes right now, and they are going to places where they are very uncomfortable and saying uncomfortable things in uncomfortable circumstances to try to win your vote. So when this is all said and done, let's appreciate the fact that they actually went into the lion's den. Is Trump avoiding Kamala Harris for a debate? No, not really. He's doing what she did. They had a debate. They talked about what the issues were, and there's no reason for them to do it again. He's not down in his estimation. She's not down in her estimation. Now they just need to do the things. And by the way, if you don't understand how a tariff works, you're in America. You can still comment and you can still look stupid all you want. But if you think that tariffs are great for the price of goods, you're a fool. Okay. It's not. However, tariffs are good for American businesses because what it does, it fixes the price differential. You know, if you just take a TV, a TV made in America costs you about $700. A TV made in China costs you about $300. Well, if you add a tariff onto the cost of the Chinese TV, then that gets passed on to you, the consumer. China doesn't pay the tariff. They're not paying the US. And if you think that, you're an idiot. Okay. What they're doing is it's getting charged to the American consumer. You're going to pay more for it, but you're going to be better served buying an American product at that point. And that's the whole purpose behind the tariffs, just so everybody understands. Like, it's not about reducing prices. It's not about making China pay. It's not about making Korea pay. It's not about making some other country pay. That's not how it works. And if you think that, you are an idiot. The way that it works is it encourages you to buy American product. So if you buy Chinese steel and you use it to build buildings, with the tariff, you could just buy US steel now because the tariff is high. And I hope that everybody understands that now. That I made you smarter. I didn't really, but you know what I mean. So anyway, according to Larry Fink, the smartest guy in finance, who manages $10 trillion BlackRock, who holds almost as much Bitcoin as the biggest people in the world already, according to Larry Fink. It doesn't matter who the president is, because you know why? Because it doesn't matter who the president is. But again, Donald Trump will take this to a super cycle of 250,000. It is my estimation that with Kamala Harris, it doesn't go any higher in a great scenario. If she actually outperforms and goes absolutely bonkers, 225,000. You know what I mean? Like, I just do not think that she has the same ability to put capital inflow into the economy, that she would not be willing to do the same thing to provide economic stimulus. Because remember, it is market makers that move these markets. So she's not going to she's going to lean into her, we have to give everybody tax breaks. We don't just give tax breaks to the rich, blah, 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 blah. Now they say that and they do it anyway. But, point is, adding more money into those pockets pumps these prices even more. So let's hope that we get this Donald Trump victory in 3 weeks, and that we can really, really moon cryptocurrency. So, but it doesn't matter who the president is. There will be a super cycle. I just don't think it's going to be as high with Kamala Harris. Now, Ripple co-founder has explained why he gave Kamala Harris $1 million in XRP. In a recent interview, Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen spoke on why he is backing Kamala Harris despite the recent criticism. In a recent CNBC interview, Chris Larsen clarified reasons for backing US VP Kamala Harris in the upcoming election. He said that his support comes from his belief in her understanding of the innovation economy and her experience in California's tech hub. In addition, Larsen said Harris gets it at a fundamental level in ways that the Biden administration has not. I don't know that to be true, by the way. Chris Larsen is kind of an insider when it comes down to it. He was in the meetings earlier, which, by the way, she did not attend, with Mark Cuban. So, he is probably a Democrat, probably part of the party. Meanwhile, the co-founder's confidence in the US VP was reflected in his latest contribution. He has donated $1 million in XRP to Future Forward, a PAC supporting Harris. In addition, he's also made contributions to other Democratic candidates over the year. This comes as Kamala Harris revealed her backing for the crypto regulation framework recently. This development has also gained notable attention, while many have slammed the US VP, calling it just an election strategy. And by the way, the people who Donald Trump just launched a token today, okay? That's a grift. Guys, if we can't at least recognize that we're being grifted, then we don't deserve wealth anyway. Okay. Donald Trump's not creating anything other than a pump and dump crypto scheme. And by the way, if everybody else can do it, so can he. But that doesn't change anything here. That's called an election strategy. So saying that Kamala Harris now promotes crypto as a election strategy, that's exactly right. So does Donald Trump. And do you know why? Because he listened to voters. Voters said, we want crypto. Kamala Harris listened to voters, and she said they want crypto. So they're going to come up with something, no matter what. Again, this is why it doesn't really matter who the president is, because they're both going to do what constituents want. He's going to be more aggressive in giving you the path forward. She's going to be less aggressive in giving you the path forward. It's important to him, or at least he's making it seem important to him. She's not. Okay, that's what should matter. Ripple's co-founder backing of Kamala Harris has attracted severe criticism from the market. Severe criticism? Oh, I'm sorry, XRP is pumping again, so I don't think it really matters. Again, none of this stuff really matters, right? None of these little, hot button sort of topic issues, whatever, they don't really matter. What matters is Bitcoin is inevitable. And by the way, the US government can't continue to stop it. It just doesn't work that way. So not really concerned. Now, here's what I am concerned about, and that is how is the market going to react here? And so far in October, up 3.83%. By the way, I did this about an hour ago. Let's go look at it right now, because I don't have, this was just a screenshot that I took a little while ago before the market started pumping. So let's go see. It was at 3.83% just a few minutes ago. It's still at 3.83. It hasn't closed so far. But market, since the market was ripping, then you would think that something's happening. CoinW, by the way, if you guys are trying to trade futures, this is CoinW, a nice clean layout. If you are interested and inclined, sign up at the description down below. I have a link down here. Also, CoinW now sponsors me for a private Telegram chat. That private Telegram chat is going to give you call signals. It's going to give you meme coins and signals. And if you're not signed up, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Look, if we have 100 people watching, I should have 100 people signing up for CoinW today. Go down to CoinW down here. And by the way, my Telegram channel, it is posted on Twitter. So just go sign up and get in there. Start getting the call signals that you want. These are professional traders who are doing it for you. They're going to make your job easier. All you have to do is put money into the places where these traders are saying, there's a key indicator here that might work. And by the way, I know what some of you might be saying to yourselves. You might be saying to yourself, ooh, gross. Why are you on a platform with those uggos? Like why are you on a platform with these gross people like Ran with the bug eyes, and DZ, the hairless guy? Why? I don't know. I didn't know they were here. You know what I mean? I had no idea. So these are my partners. Not them. Ugh. But you know what I mean? So anyway, check out CoinW, if you will. Certainly helps me out. Also, guess who's in the news for XRP? Your boy, Ben Armstrong. Ripple, we're talking about this before. And Ben Armstrong, also known as BitBoy, has backed his forecast, but with a few twists and tweaks. He commented on Farina's post. He said that is not going to happen. BRICS Pay will be the next world reserve currency. These connections are real. This is why I've been telling you XRP will win. Ripple and XRP will play a huge role in underpinning what is coming. Announcements coming soon regarding this. And by the way, this is what they're basically saying is Ripple and tokens have a huge role in this field, and the official will make announcements soon. However, it might not become the world reserve currency, as he believes BRICS Pay is the new payment system. So we'll see what happens over here. But Ben Armstrong in the news again regarding the XRP army. But let's move on, because now I've talked too much about BS. I'm sorry, that's not her name. Kamala Harris. I've talked too much about that. And let's get into real idiots. Okay. Robert Kiyosaki. And look, guys, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, something like that. He made a book one time, and people liked the book at one point. I don't know anything about him. Okay, I don't know anything about him. I don't have any respect for him because all he does is cry about Bitcoin and shit like that. So, but here he says Bitcoin is now going to crash to 5,000. Okay, that's what Robert Kiyosaki has said. And by the way, Robert Kiyosaki has been saying Bitcoin is going to crash all this time and has never gotten it right. So he's not going to get it right this time either. On multiple occasions, Kiyosaki invited people to buy Bitcoin and is persistent in his belief. Until recently, he forecasted a bright future. However, for many weeks, he has focused on the biggest crash in the financial market. Talking of which, he recently hinted at the biggest Bitcoin crash, bringing the value down to as low as 5,000. Once again, he forecasted the biggest financial market crash, which would affect all types of assets, including Bitcoin. Through a recent X post, he has brought everyone's attention back to the GFC, the Great Financial Crisis of 2018, which began with the Fed and Treasury printing trillions of fake dollars to stop the global depression. Okay. As per his post, the GFC turned into the everything bubble where the market rose, but that bubble is about to burst now, making it the everything crash. Now, by the way, there's validity to what he's saying. There's no validity to the fact that $5,000 is next for Bitcoin. Now, one thing that he did say while he was doing it, the shocking revelation is it could drop as low as 5,000, but it also could go to 100 or even 250,000. He wants to, he's basically, here's what he's saying. He's saying that he wants you to be successful. He wants you to be rich, but he's looking and he sees how much money the United States is printing. By the way, when it's the reason that we have inflation the way that we have inflation right now is because America turns on the money printer and they just print more money and then add it into the circulating supply, thus reducing the value of your dollar, making everybody charge you more dollars for everything that you buy because there's more dollars in the circulating supply. And when that happens, you have other opportunists who take advantage of it and they gouge you, and that makes it even worse and stuff like that. So at some point there has to be an accounting for all of this, and that's what we're talking about right now. If the Department of Government Efficiency, that's the Doge thing that Elon Musk talks about all the time, that he would like to be part of to make the government more efficient. If he does that, the markets will dump catastrophically. And, I think crypto is safer than some of this other stuff, but crypto relies on market makers. And if market makers are unhappy, then the markets could have this problem. But there is no like how do we get out of it? The question is soft landing. And how do we affect a soft landing? Well, attacking the government and cutting out everything in the government and stuff like that probably won't sit well with investors. It will spook people. So in the short term, if Elon does that, I mean, we're going to dump. There's going to be a massive dump because that would be a total admission that things are not right. That would be a total admission. And that's the kind of thing right there that spooks investors and says, you know what? I'll sit in stablecoins for a while, bruh. So let's just watch and see what happens over the next little while. But again, Bitcoin's still going to moon. It's not going to dump like that. Also, Goldman Sachs has set a new price for Nvidia stock. We talked about this yesterday. I'm bringing it back up one more time. 150 is the target. $150 is the new target for it. They're going to do their announcement of their earnings in the later part of November. And when they do, AI and all of that kind of stuff is going to explode. Get yourself some AI cryptos. Look, maybe DevvE, maybe API3, definitely SWE. There's a lot of different ones out here that, and by the way, the reason I say maybe DevvE is not because I don't believe in it. I think that it's actually going to be one of the biggest projects that there is out there, but I also think that there's time. And I think that, SWE has been up 3x over the last little while, even though you might argue that DevVE's been up 4x. Yes, that's true. But more people have already found SWE, so you might get an easy 3, 4, 5x out of it before you even have to put your money back into to DevvE or something. You know what I mean? So I do think they're all going to absolutely explode. But again, let's move on. JP Morgan issues a major warning about the global economic situation. Don't ever trust this guy, okay? No matter what, don't ever trust Jamie Dimon. He is a backstabbing lowlife that lies to you constantly and then smiles with his, you know, like, by the way, doesn't he look like the albino from Foul Play? And if you don't know what Foul Play is, you go fuck yourself. Foul Play is a movie from, I think it was 1977 or something like that. Like, I don't know. I saw it on HBO when I was a child, but it's Goldie Hawn, Chevy Chase, Dudley Moore there, and it's about the Cardinals in, I want to say, San Francisco, trying to kill the Pope during the Mikado, I think it was, play or something like that. But doesn't he look like that, the albino, who was an assassin, by the way? So, you know. Anyway, he expresses some concerns about the global economic situation as geopolitical tensions are rising. He explained that the unending tensions will likely be a factor which will contribute to global economic uncertainty. And by the way, it will, if it were to happen. And he thinks that some of this that's happening could change the course of history, which also is fair. He revealed he's closely monitoring the geopolitical situation, and recent events show that the conditions are treacherous and getting worse. And that's still true, too. Now, there may not be a soft landing for this. You know, I don't know that there is or is not. So I would encourage you to be watching. And look, you shouldn't be all in on anything at this point. You should be, you know, kind of watching from the sidelines some of this stuff, and aping into stuff responsibly, because you never know when something crazy is about to happen. There could be one more big dump, but let's keep moving on. Bitcoin's strength driven by correlation to rising Trump election odds. By the way, if you were to look at the charts, you would see that playing out absolutely exponentially. And by the way, look at this. Did we get to exactly where I told you we were going to get to, or did we get to exactly where I told you we were going to get to? So shout out to me for absolutely nailing this one, and getting it 100% right. Look at it. We're right there at the top one more time. Now, the question would be, are we going to break out of it and boom, or are we going to retrace? Now, if you look at it, from what I told you guys would probably happen, that the resistance would be right here at 67,000. Guess what happened? We surged up into that range, got close to, what is this, about 68,000, which is the edge of this for the breakout. And then we came back under 67,000, where we're sitting right now. And the question is, are we going to surge one more time and bust through that resistance and then break out into a new all-time high? That's really the question of the day. In the event that that does not happen immediately, by the way, if we see this happen one more time and we don't get the breakout, then it's going to be back down here into 60,000 range very quickly, because that's what you see. You always see this happen. If we don't break through, we're dumped. If we don't break through, dump. If we don't break through, dump. So this really is going to determine what the next play is on Bitcoin. Now, the question is, can it break out? Don't worry about, by the way, this is what I would say right now. It seems almost certain that there could be a dump here. So this would be a great opportunity to enter into a short, but let's also not forget, we are almost in that banana zone, and this would mean that it's irresponsible. It's a very risky play to short at this position, because bang, you're going to break out like that, and Bitcoin's going to go absolutely crazy. That's a possibility. So, you know, at least consider that we may not be looking at the absolute exponential blowing up sort of growth thing. And by the way, that $50 billion that just came into the market just got sucked back out. So if you want to tell me that the market's not being manipulated, bullshit. We are actually back down on the day as of right now. We were at $50 billion up when this show started. In 35 minutes, we are now even on the day. That's what just happened. And I suppose if we were to go look on the longer time frames here and look at maybe a 1 month, then we'll see that they just swept through the entire amount of liquidity. So you could be seeing a retracement all the way back down into that 61 level, which, by the way, I just said 61 level. Guess what? That's exactly where this green line is, or very close to it anyway. So that's probably or could be what's next if we don't have a breakout. So wild times. So anyway, Bitcoin strength is tied to Trump potentially getting elected. That's people are, look, if you're already libertarian, you're already in the Republican Party, you're already voting for Donald Trump, you're already in that cut. So we could be looking at a continuation here and a nice little breakout as the odds continue to surge in Donald Trump's favor. So we'll see what happens there. Keep your eye on his favorability rating, and you might want to even invest that way. Next up, Standard Charter says Bitcoin could revisit its all-time high before the U.S. election. Jeff Kendrick says Bitcoin is gaining upward momentum and could approach 73,800 leading up to the election. We're watching it play out right now. We're seeing it happen. So the possibility certainly exists that it's going to continue. Also, Trump crypto project World Liberty has raised $5 million in token sales so far, 1.7% of the target, and they just launched a few at 12:40 UTC. So about 3 hours ago, it looks like. So if you got yourself some WLFI, then shout out to you. Let's go see what WLFI looks like right now. That's World Liberty Financial. That was, I don't know about these. It should be this one right here. Launched about an hour ago. That's a honeypot right there. Anybody have the contract address, by the way? Okay, so this one has a 230. No, that looks like no. Well, you know what? This might be it here. All right, so let's go back over here. I don't think so. World Liberty. Oh, there's a lot of scam stuff going on. World Liberty Financial. Let's do this. World Liberty Financial. There we go. All right. And the website is down. Outstanding. All right. Well, good luck on that, guys. That's let's see. Do we have a contract address? I don't see it. So anyway, good luck on that one, guys. I don't know exactly how this is going to play out, but it did launch. It aims to raise 300 million. By the way, for what? Just if you're gambling on this, go for it. Make your money, because if people are buying it because it's a Trump crypto project, then it will pump and it will get a nice little run. But it's trying to raise 300 million for what? The Trump family-backed World Liberty Financial has whitelisted over 100,000 accredited U.S. investors ahead of its Tuesday token launch, as reported. Trump is chief crypto advocate of the project. His two sons are the Web3 ambassadors, and Barron holds the title of DeFi visionary. Stop picking on the kid, by the way. In the U.S., an accredited investor is authorized by the Securities and Exchange Commission to invest in unregistered securities, such as a pre-IPO shares. They must meet specific income and net worth criteria, such as $200,000 in annual earning and total assets over $1 million. So, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it's doesn't serve any purpose, doesn't serve any function, doesn't do anything. It's a scam, okay, like everything else. And by the way, that doesn't mean I don't really care that it's a political candidate. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. The point is, it's crypto. It's a wealth transfer. It doesn't do anything. So you don't risk it for the biscuit, okay? Don't find where your top is. Find a spot for you to take your profit and take your profit. Don't get wrecked on it. And if you do get a nice little 10, 20, 30x, put it into other stuff that's going to continue to surge. I don't know that that thing's going to surge forever, people. Look, the election's going to be over soon. I just don't. There's no way that unless they come out with, we're actually going to do stuff. Like there might be something that comes out. But crypto options have now surged to over 1.2 billion in block trades, which means that people are getting back into it, and we're starting to see. I told you this like 3 days ago that we're starting to see a surge in futures volume. Futures volume is kicking it up. Also, Australia just launched its first Ethereum ETF. And if you are Luna Classic, let's get to the Luna Classic portion here, which we normally don't do, but this is necessary. Tax to gas looks like it's DOA, Genuine Labs. It just didn't work out. There have been concerns and problems and side effects and issues that have happened. So go through and check out Cole Strathclyde. That's Strathcole. And they've come up with a new approach. He called in with Happy Caddy Crypto, and they started talking about a new way to do it, and it's called a reverse charge. So they're looking to get approval to implement something like that, which would be a really good opportunity, very interesting possibility. So you could be looking at, instead of tax to gas, reverse charge, which, by the way, the whole idea, both of them accomplish the same thing. It's just that tax to gas is turning out to be almost an insurmountable problem for the chain. So something new is going to end up being needed. So there we go. By the way, Kamala Harris is now going on the Joe Rogan podcast after Donald Trump. So they're going out there. By the way, Fear and Greed Index, almost at 70. You guys know what to do, right? You guys know what to do, right? You guys know what to do. When it gets up here, you guys know what to do. All right. Now, this is remember, guys, we did this the other day. Here's my stake history on Ultrarevo. Now, I have so far, I put in $7,500 yesterday, right? My profit right now, 225 USD. Ultrarevo.biz, if you're looking for a short-term staking option, this is going to be a game changer in this space. And of course, as long as the market's pumping in places like this, they make tons and tons and tons of money because they're already sitting on a big bag to begin with. So today, $225. I've got 6 more days into this. So I just wanted to point out to you guys, if you haven't already, go sign up for Ultrarevo.biz. And it's Ultra ULTRAREVO, ultrarevolution.biz. I've got a video coming out on it today. I'm going to explain more about it, and you guys can check it out. But if you haven't already, go check out ultrarevo.biz. Now, MSI, still working, still getting to the point that still getting to that moment, if you will, where ticker trending is ready to go. But in the meantime, TapBit Global is doing an AMA, and that means that TapBit is going to be launching a pairing for MSI tokens. MSI continues to expand the brand. Also, one more ticker trending X space before the tutorial video and release date announcement. It's going to be on October 15, which is today at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure that you go check out ticker trending. Going to explain a lot to you about what is going on right there. After this launches, I would suspect that you're going to see some real tier 1 exchanges start to pop up on the MSI radar. And by the way, if you haven't seen it already, MSI was up about 10% on the day, having a nice little recovery. Again, still needs to break out and maintain, but it did break out. We got up into this 31 range, back down into 16, and now at 2,000, breaking out one more time, I think. So if I'm looking at what is the next location, then, boom, 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 I would look for a move at the 25 up to 28. So I would look for another continuation of a big move, about 40 more percent that'll go up over the next couple of days. So And that, by the way, is before a potential breakout. So we'll see what happens when there's an actual breakout on it. But check out MSI. Also, make sure you're checking out DevvE. Wednesday, yeah, I think it's tomorrow. There's going to be a big time AMA for everybody, so that you guys understand what is going on in the ecosystem. And don't forget, within 30 days, vesting will be done, which means that there's no more sell pressure other than other than normal sell pressure from investors. There will no longer be what there was before. So that's actually going to be a really kind of interesting opportunity right there. So let's see how that plays out. Okay. Also, Saitama Wolfpack, no longer at that all-time high. The all-time high was a good number. It was a good number, and it just didn't hold out. We're sitting at about 5 right now. So down a little bit on the day. Yeah, 48.54, down about 14-15%. But I mean, look how high and look how hot this thing ran for the last couple of days. Hope you took your profit when you had the opportunity to, as it was up here at 206. Now, that it does mean there's a continuation ready to happen. This is the impulse move. If we just consider the impulse move and where it is right now, it's retracing and retesting right around 43. It looks like at this point, if it successfully retests right there, then the next step is a breakout, and that's going to be to 1.5 cents. So 3x, 4x from where we currently are is probably on the agenda for Saitama. So I would certainly be checking that out if I were you. Another one that you got to check out, because it is also was just about at the all-time high just a little while ago. You can see it right there. It just missed. Maybe it got close. It looks like it just barely missed the all-time high. Again, the market retracing, but here's the thing. It broke out of, look, this wedge pattern that it was in. It broke out of the wedge pattern, came back down, tested off of it. That means continuation. So if successful in the retest and the market continues to surge, then that means that we're going to have a breakout and another all-time high for Coins Chicks Coin. So certainly, if you haven't already, go check that out. Also, I got a new one for you. And this one's called SPEEDY. Why is SPEEDY important? Okay, so I'm partnered with these guys for 2 weeks right now. We're going to be talking about SPEEDY for the next 2 weeks. And I want you to look at it, and I want you to tell me, is there anything that seems kind of evident right here about something that will create an opportunity for you? Okay. And if your answer was, wow, it looks kind of like Turbo, ding, ding, ding. Guess what? Turbo is up. Where is Turbo? Up 41% to almost $1 billion market cap. Remember, Turbo was dead. Like, Turbo was just dead. And now it's absolutely surging. Well, guess what? SPEEDY is at a $6 million market cap, just surged up to an almost $8 million market cap, has a big pool of liquidity, and just continues and continues to rip. So if you are looking, by the way, then this is your opportunity from this area right here. This, by the way, remember, this is a meme coin. There are always risks with the meme coin. But if you look at it from this standpoint and you say, well, this is the area, we're back in the golden zone. We're in the golden zone right now. If we're in the golden zone, what's the next step? The next step is probably that test back there and then a potential breakout. And if it breaks out, then we're talking about it going up to 1.8, 1.9 cents going forward. So over the next couple of weeks, this is going to be a potential breakout candidate. And as long as Turbo is pumping, SPEEDY's going to pump. Look, by the way, both of them are AI turtles. Okay. The turtle narrative seems to be something that's important. So if you haven't, go check out SPEEDY. 902. There's, how many holders do we have here? 929 holders. It's still low cap. It's got a 5 million market cap. See what take a shot here and see what happens on SPEEDY. Contract address. Look, it's easy. It's at SPEEDY on ETH. If you're so inclined and interested, take a shot right there and see what happens. Also, Ultra Revolution, don't forget to check them out. That's at Ultrarevo, at Ultrarevo. Any updates that you need are done on Twitter. So let's get back over to it. Now, Bitcoin has now sold off by $20 billion on the day. What a wild way for the for Americans to just shit on crypto for this morning. And all it did was it annihilated everybody's leverage positions all the way up to the top. We got the red candles right here. That looks like we're going to retrace and we're going to come back down. And that test that we had right there that looks so good just a few hours ago, we might be out on our ass for that. Now, what we need to see, however, is remember, there's always two tests, right? There's always like two big candles. There's always like two big candles. So let's see what happens over the next 24 hours. Do we come back up here and test one more time and see how it breaks out? So there it is. That's what's going on. That is, to the best of my ability, the explanation that you guys needed for cryptocurrency for the day. It is all about these elections. It's about this election cycle. If you are pro crypto, then Donald Trump is your guy. Okay. If you don't like something about him, it doesn't matter. Kamala Harris, you're going to be fine. We're still going to get a bull run, but the big bull run does come from the guy who's more pro crypto. It's pretty simple. So you decide what you're going to do, and we're going to talk about. We'll keep talking about it as we lead up to it. I'm not here to change your mind. I don't care how you vote; doesn't matter to me. I know that we're going up no matter what. When I look around at the market, by the way, one more thing that I want to show you is these are the flows coming for the Bitcoin ETF. Look at this, $556 million in inflows on the Bitcoin ETF. What about the Ethereum ETF, you might be asking? Well, 17 million in inflows on the Ethereum ETF. And if you start to break it down, we're still way down, okay? So keep that in mind. But if you start to break it down, I told you guys slowly but surely we would have a reversal. So we're up 20 million. Now we're up 17 million. Now we're up 25 million. Now we're we're up 17 million. Now we're up 27 million. Now we're up 44 million. So over the last, for this month, we're up $47 million in Ethereum. The reversal is in. The all-time low no longer there. So if you look at it from here, we were down 572 million leading into October. We're now down 529 million overall since the launch, which means a couple of really good days going forward. And by the way, the reason that Ethereum is not taking off, staking. That's why, because the staking could not be included in the ETFs, which meant that you couldn't earn yield, which made it where people just, people are sitting on the sidelines, not really wanting to do it because they don't see the same thing with Bitcoin that they see with Ethereum. So that's what's going on. And that's why it's not pumping as much as it could be, but we'll see what happens. Now, with that being the case, go check out SPEEDY. The opportunity exists right now for that big potential buy for the explosive move. Turbo, I want to say this. I think Turbo is going to continue on. I can't tell you that it's not because, I mean, look at it. It just continues to go. And the more people you get in, the more holders, the better off you look. And this has been a natural progression. I mean, if you look at the chart on Turbo, like, wow. You know what I mean? Like it's really just kind of been just explosive. I mean, it's just been explosive. Turbo was that dead. I mean, it was dead. And from there, it just kept going and going and going. So shout out, man. You made it. But check out MSI. Daddy token is now up to $7. So my $35 now worth $7. So awesome. Xverse up 3.7%. Trademaster 1.5%. Volt dead even on the day. Myro down. Floki down. Pepe down. CoinShake down just a little bit. Saitama just bought back. Jesus Christ, that pumped a little bit while we were just kind of sitting here doing nothing. Brett down 6%. Pepe down 6%. Doug with Hat down 7%. Trump down 9%. That's, by the way, that's probably people pulling out of MAGA right now to go into World Liberty Financial. Then once that pump happens and that dump starts, it all comes back over here as we get ready for that election. Again, MAGA token going to explode. DevvE down about 10% to 24.62 today, and Ormulus is down 18% to 22.64. So there we go. That's it, guys. That's my time. Got to get out of here. By the way, the way that this is supported, by the way, is if you want me to talk about your cryptos or anything like that, there's two things that you got to do. One of them, make sure you hit the like button so that more people come in here and more people see your project if you're trying to promote a project or anything like that. And number two, super chat. The super chat is how you let me know that you want me to talk about your specific crypto. So just in case everybody doesn't remember that, that's how you do it. That's what affords me the opportunity to have these live streams and engage with you guys on a daily basis. It does come down to those super chats. So if you want me to talk about your crypto, super chat it. Anyway, that's it. We'll talk to you again very, very soon. Let's pay some bills and then yeah. Folks, I'm about to stake 10,000 XRP in my Cryptonomy.finance account for a 9-month yield. Okay, transaction complete. Let's move on to the next thing. Not only are you able to stake your crypto, not only are you able to earn yield off of new cryptos launching, you can also borrow stablecoins, borrow fiat, and borrow crypto. Additionally, folks, there are several big things that are in the pipeline: strategic collaborations, the global unicorn selection expansion, and then this drives significant returns by identifying and supporting high potential early stage ventures. And if you are worried about the market, don't be, because Cryptonomy.finance is prepared for market volatility. They are playing both sides of this coin. They are going long, they are going short as the market allows it, and you, my friends, have an opportunity to earn some yield